Good morning, Melissa Wick here, and today's yoga practice is perfect for right when you wake up to start your day or a little pick-me-up in the afternoon. It's a bit more of an energizing flow, which means we're going to be syncing our movement with our breathing. So we'll be building a little bit of heat, a bit of flexibility, some opening, connecting, setting an intention for our practice, and carrying that intention with us throughout our day. And we'll do this all safely with alignment. I'll be guiding you so we can stay happy in our bodies. So we'll slip into something comfortable, grab your yoga mats, and take it at your own pace, of course, and take breaks when you need. Let's get started. Alrighty, so we are going to start seated today. So you can do cross-legged position, or if it's more comfortable to come on your knees, feel free to do so. You can also elevate your hips if you need to sit up on a couch cushion or a bolster or a block, anything that you need to help you find a nice tall spine. So once you get comfortable, we'll just allow our hands to rest either palms facing down or up. Generally, down means you need a little bit more grounding, and then up is if you want to feel a little bit more energized. So since this is an energizing practice, maybe we'll start with our palms facing up. And so we can close our eyes here and just listening to the sound of my voice. We'll take 3 collective breaths just to arrive and center ourselves. So we'll breathe in through our nose. Exhale all the air out through the mouth. Inhale in. Exhale out. One more time. Big breath in. Exhale all the air out. And then gently closing the lips, finding that tall spine and softening the shoulders away from the ears while keeping the center of the chest, the heart lifted. Soften the thighs. And just take these next few moments here just to be with yourself and your breath. Breathing in and out through the nose, nice and gentle. Softening the jaw, soften any muscles on the face, any expression you may be holding, let that go. So we're starting to move away from our outside external worlds and starting to tap into our inner worlds, tapping into how we feel this morning without any judgment. Just notice. And then from here, just start to deepen your breath. So making your inhales and your exhales a little bit more long and luscious. And as you inhale, feel your belly rise with air. Let that breath travel up through the ribs and into the chest. And as you exhale, the air comes down the chest, down the ribs, down the belly. So almost thinking as if it's like you're a balloon. As you inhale, the air fills and expands. And as you exhale, the balloon shrinks. Take about 3 more breaths like that on your own. And maybe here you can start to form an intention for your practice. It doesn't need to be grand, just allow it to be sincere. And maybe the intention is to stay present, staying connected to your breathing. And with your next natural exhalation, just release that intention out into the world so we can allow it to manifest. And then from here, you're welcome to keep your eyes closed. We're just going to start to bring in some neck rolls, warming up the neck. So you can draw your chin down and bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. Start to make a U shape, dropping your head in to one ear to the shoulder and then the other ear to the other shoulder. Moving nice and slow. If it's comfortable for your neck, you can bring your head all the way around in one direction. And then reversing your direction. And then draw your head back to center. You're welcome to still keep your eyes closed and just trust in your own body and your authority. You're going to take your left hand down towards the ground. Inhale, your right arm's going to reach up and over for a nice side body stretch. Palm faces down. Ground down through that right sit bone and reach all the way through your right fingertips. Relax the right shoulder down. Inhale, come back to center, right arm down, left arm up and over. Reach to the fingers, palm faces down. Relax that left shoulder, keep the chest nice and open. Inhale back to center. We can take our right hand now, you can blink open the eyes, to the outside of the left thigh. Left hand comes behind you for support and just find a gentle twist over to the left. So keeping that spine nice and tall. And then slowly unwind, we'll go to the other side. So left hand to the outside of the right thigh, right hand comes behind you as like a kickstand as a support. Find that length, inhale. Exhale, twist from the core over to the right. Soften the shoulders. Exhale, release. We're going to come onto all fours and start to come into a bit of spinal flexion, warming up the spine. So your wrists come underneath your shoulders. Hands are shoulder width distance apart. Knees are hip width distance apart. And knees are underneath the hip bones. So from here, we'll come into cow. So we'll drop the belly, send the sit bones back. Inhale, lift the gaze. On the exhale, we'll round. Curl your tailbone forward. Bring your gaze towards your belly button. Puff up the upper back. 2 more times. Inhale, chest comes forward. Glide the shoulders down. Exhale, round. Maybe you close your eyes here. One more time. Inhale, brings you forward. Send the sit bones back. Exhale, round. Shoulder blades peel away from each other. Inhale to neutral. Your hips are going to stay right over your knees. You're just going to walk your hands forward to find a puppy stretch. So your forehead and your heart is going to melt down towards the mat. And then here, you just find a spot that feels good in your own body while staying connected to your breath. And then inhale, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. We're going to come into downward facing dog. So you're going to tuck your toes underneath and you're going to push through your hands and then send your sit bones up and back. So this might be your first down dog of the day. So we can start by bending the knees, pedaling one knee and the other, making sure you're spreading your fingers nice and wide and the weight is even in the hands, especially through the thumb and the pointer finger. We're going to glide the shoulder blades down the back. You want to send your sit bones up and back. You can bend your knees a lot to find length in the spine. Relax the neck. Your low ribs are reaching towards your thighs. From here, we can slowly start to lengthen the legs. We don't need to go to our full edge here. We're still warming up the body. From here, come onto the balls of your feet and drop your heels over to the right and find that side body stretch. You can sway your hips over to the right. You can bend your knees here if you'd like. Inhale, come to center, knees over to the left. Now you'll feel the stretch in your right side body. Come back to neutral and take as many steps as you need to come to the top of your mat. Feet are hip width distance apart. Inhale, halfway lift. So hands come to your shins, onto your fingertips. Keep a slight bend in your knees. Send the sit bones back and reach through the crown of your head forward so you have a nice flat spine. Exhale, lower, fold. Grab opposite elbows. Bend your knees a lot so your chest rests on your thighs. Relax your head, shake yes and no. Ragdoll here, so you can sway from side to side. We're just releasing the spine. Let your head be heavy. And then release. Inhale is going to bring you all the way up to standing. Inhale, root down with your feet to rise. Arms lift all the way up with you. And then exhale, your hands come down by your side. So feeling the support of your legs, I'm just going to show you here. All four corners of the feet are grounded. See if you can lift your toes. Your kneecaps lift. Your tailbone draws forward. Slight tone in your belly, and you can lift your shoulders up to your ears, draw them back, and slide them down the back. And then there's still some awareness throughout the fingers. So this is Tadasana, mountain pose. And then from here, let's inhale. The arms are going to lift while keeping the shoulders away from the ears. And then we'll exhale, forward fold, slight bend in the knees, fold over the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shin, find that flat back. Exhale, we'll fold, we'll plant our palms and then step back and find plank. So wrists underneath the shoulders, power up the legs, you're reaching energy throughout the heels. So the body's in one line here. We don't want to be lower than our hips or not too high. Just find that ruler shape. If you need to drop your knees, that's always an option. From here, shift slightly forward past your wrists, hug the elbows in, and then exhale your way all the way down to your belly. You're going to point the toes, and then you can bring your legs a little bit wider. Bring your finger pads in front of you and wider than your shoulders. It might mean you have to come off the mat. And then we'll inhale, draw the pubic bone down towards the mat. Your upper chest is going to lead. Your head is going to be the last to come up. Rolling ourselves up, spinal roll. And then we'll exhale, belly, chest, chin. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, so you're pressing the tops of the feet down into the mat. Inhale 1 more time, roll upper chest, head is last. Exhale, belly, chest, chin. And then draw your legs now hip width distance apart, toes pointed. Draw your palms right by your chest, hug the elbows in. Inhale to cobra. So a nice low cobra. Your shoulders are gliding down the back, head in line with the spine. Exhale, lower, tuck your toes underneath, and then push yourself through either plank or through table, and then send your hips back, downward facing dog. Connect back to that breath. Take those cleansing breaths like we did in the beginning at any time, and take a break when you need. From here, let's inhale our right leg high, 3-legged dog. Keep your right hip in line with the left, flex the right foot. You're going to exhale, bend that right knee, and step it through as many steps as you need. Maybe you got to assist that leg in front of the hands. Release the left knee down. Inhale, arms are going to lift. Palms, thumbs back, pinkies forward. Soften the shoulders. We're drawing our tailbone down and forward while still lifting out of the hips and our right knees in line with our right ankle. And then from here, we'll take our left hand down in line with our left shoulder, flip your right palm out to face the right, and then find a simple twist here. You can tuck the left toes under if you want to power up the back leg, your choice. And just remember this hugging, squeezing action of the hips. So energetically, right heel draws back, left toes draw forward. And then your exhalation will bring you down, right hand to the outside of the right foot. Release your left knee down. You can point the left toes and we'll come into half split. So shift your hips back. You can walk your hands back and then just drag that right leg. You can stay where it is, but you're just gonna feel this dragging feeling. Your toes will come towards the face. Try to keep a nice tall spine, head in line with the spine. Connect to that breath. And then exhale, roll through that front foot, bend that front knee, bring your hands with you, power up that back leg, step your right foot back, find plank. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, draw the elbows in all the way down to your belly, point your toes, inhale, cobra. So squeeze the elbows tight to your body, soften the shoulders. Exhale, lower, beautiful. Tuck your toes under. From here, you can either move through plank or table. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adjust so your feet are hip width distance apart, pushing through the hands, find that tall spine. Other side, so inhale, left leg's gonna rise. Left hip bone in line with the right. And your exhale, you're gonna bend that left knee and then step it through as many steps as you need. Low lunge, right knee comes down. Inhale, your arms are gonna lift, thumbs back, pinkies forward. Left ankle underneath the left knee, tailbone draws forward and down to get this stretch in the psoas. Arms stay lifted. Exhale, take your right hand down just in line with your right shoulder. Flip your left palm open and then find this twist. You can stay here or you can tuck your right toes under, power up that back leg. Remember that hugging action of the hips. So left heel draws back, right toes forward. You can immediately feel your hips engage. Exhale, look down, left hand to the outside of the left leg. Bring your right knee down, half splits. So you can point your right toes and start to drag your hips back. Let that heel drag, toes towards the face. Maybe you can come onto your fingertips. You're always welcome to bring blocks or books into your hands. And then your exhale will start to move through that front foot, bend that left knee, plant your palms, tuck your right toes under, power up that back leg, step back, find your plank, take a big breath in, shift slightly forward, your exhale, hug the elbows in, come all the way down, push through the palms nice and even, point the toes, pubic bone draws down, inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower, tuck your toes under, push through plank or table, downward facing dog. You can take the next few breaths right here in down dog, or you can come into a child's pose. So toes together, knees open, sit bones back onto your heels. So your choice, whether you want to take a break, you can pause the video if you'd like. And then let's inhale, we'll come back to down dog if you're in child's pose. And let's continue. So we'll inhale our right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot through in between the hands, as many steps as you need. Keep the back leg powered up, and then we'll inhale, the arms are gonna lift here. So if you feel any compression in your low back, you're welcome to bend that left knee, or you can bring the left knee all the way down if you'd like. So hips are hugging in, right heel back, left toes forward. You can take your right forearm onto your right thigh and start to reach the left hand over to the right. Breathing here. Inhale, come to center. Take your left hand down. Both arms are going to come behind you. You can squeeze the shoulder blades together, palms down. Engage your triceps and bring your torso forward here. Beautiful. Inhale, arms are going to lift back up. High lunge. From here, we're going to bring our hands to our hips. We're going to drop our left heel down. Heels are going to come in. Toes are going to come out. Yes. So we're going to come into a 5-pointed star. So our hands are going to lift. Our palms are going to be facing forward. Just take a few breaths here. And we'll flow 3 times here. So we're going to bring our hands into a prayer. We're going to exhale, bring the hands down, start to bend through the knees. So we're going to find this squat here. We want to make sure our knees are in line with our toes. We're drawing our tailbone forward. Engage the outer thighs here. Feel the strength in your legs. And then we'll inhale, arms are going to lift, and we're going to straighten the legs. Inhale. Exhale, palms come through center, bend the knees. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Maybe you come back to that intention you may have set in the beginning. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, arms come down by your side. And this time we'll have our toes facing slightly in, heels slightly out. And we're going to interlace our hands behind our back, or you can grab opposite elbows, or you can find a towel and hold a towel instead. We're going to draw our palms down, open up the chest. Big breath in. As we exhale, we're going to fold over our hips, so a micro bend in the knees so we're not locking the legs. You're going to imagine here, let your neck go, and imagine as if you're ripping your mat apart with your legs. And press the tops of your thighs back and widen the space in the groin, creating space in the lower pelvis, base of the spine. And then from here, let's release our hands. Bring them down to the ground, shoulder width apart. Come onto the fingertips and inhale, halfway lift. So we're sending the sit bones back, reach through the top of the head. Exhale, fold. Now use the power of your legs to lift you up. Bring your hands to your hips. And then we're going to inhale with a flat back, come all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, release. So come back to the top of the mat into Tadasana, feet hip width distance apart. Bring your hands down. We're going to inhale, arms are going to lift all the way up. Exhale, lower, fold over the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant the palms. We're going to flow, vinyasa here. Step back, find plank. Inhale. As you exhale, shift slightly forward, hug the elbows in, come all the way down to your belly. Everything touches at one time. Point the toes. Inhale, cobra. Push into the palms, slide the shoulder blades down the back. And then exhale, tuck the toes under, come through table or plank, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Connect back to that breath. Remember to go at your own pace. So from here, let's inhale, lift the left leg high. And then we'll exhale, we'll step it through to high lunge on the left. So squeeze the hips, hug the hips towards each other. Inhale, high lunge, thumbs back, pinkies forward. Bend that back knee if you need to. Take your left hand this time, left forearm to the thigh, and start to reach the right arm up and over to the left. Feeling that opening in the psoas. Finding one point to focus on for balance. Inhale, back to center, both arms lift. Exhale, bring the hands through and back, palms down, torso shifts forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades, squeeze the triceps. Hug the hips. And your next exhalation, let's lower our hands down. We're gonna flow again. You can always skip the flow. Step back, big breath in. Exhale, bend at the elbows, come all the way down to your belly, point the toes, inhale, cobra. Chest comes forward and up. Exhale, lower, tuck the toes, shift the weight back to downward facing dog. And then child's pose, so toes touch, knees open. You can feel the heat building. And then rest here, rest your forehead down to the mat. You can stay right here, or if you'd like, you can bend your elbows, bring your hands into prayer, and come into a bit of a tricep stretch here. Connect back to your power, connect back to your intention. And then let's release. We'll walk our hands close to our body in any way that's comfortable for you. We'll come onto our backs. Swing your legs forward. Make sure there's enough space so you can roll yourself down behind you. We'll come into a bridge pose. Just a nice gentle inversion here. So your feet are hip width distance. Draw your heels close to your glutes. You're gonna inhale, lift the hips up so you're pushing your feet into the ground. You want to lengthen the back of your neck, so tuck the chin in slightly. We'll interlace the hands behind the back. Walk the shoulders in a little bit closer together. So imagine you're hugging a basketball here, so your legs aren't winging out to the side. And then use the power of your legs instead of your glute muscles. So push your feet into the ground. And then your exhale will release the hands and the shoulders and slowly roll down. Upper back, mid back, low back. And we'll come into a happy baby. So draw your knees in towards the chest. Elbows come towards the inside. That's the direction they're going. Now you can either grab your ankles or your shins. Or if you have the openness, you can grab the outer edges of your feet. Or the one that I like, peace fingers and thumb hooked to your big toe. So you want to imagine as if you're squatting against the ceiling. That's the stance with your legs. And making sure our tailbone's not way up here. Just lengthen the tailbone down. Relax the shoulders. That might mean you have to grab your grip more onto your shins, which is all right. Lengthen the back of your neck. Tuck the chin down in slightly. And then let's release happy baby. We're gonna come into a twist to end the practice before Shavasana. Arms out into a T, palms facing up. From here, we can bring our shins parallel to the ceiling, knees over the hips, and then gently drop your knees over to the left. You can come onto the left side of the body. You can take your left hand to grab that right thigh to keep it in place and bring your gaze over to the right. And with every exhale, let your right shoulder get a little bit more heavy. And then release, using your core to draw your knees back to center, and then knees over to the right. Take your right hand to support that left thigh if you'd like. Gaze over to the left. Let that left shoulder get a little more heavy. And inhale, use the core to draw your legs back to center. You can hug yourself in a nice tight ball. So draw your nose towards your knees. If they can touch, great. If they can't, awesome. And exhale, let's release, find Shavasana. So legs as wide as the mat, extend long. Palms can face upwards. Maybe do a little untuck and retuck as you need. Get comfortable. Gently slide the shoulder blades together. Keep the chest open. Take one more big inhaling breath. Cleanse it out. And there is nothing left for you to do but to receive the effects of your hard work, your attention, connecting to your breath, maintaining a spark of awareness here as you lay to rest. You can stay here as long as you'd like and try to stay for at least 5 minutes if you can, and have the most beautiful day. Namaste.